Hey, would you mind if I could use your warrior agenda?
Well, it's from last year, but okay.
Hmm, is that my cat?
Oh, yeah, Simba was mentioned.
Well, despite with this weird looking intro that I just roleplayed along with Doodles, well, I'm just here I'm just here that I'm gonna do another OC story, but this time it's with two of them. Yep, and it's gonna be way better than last time when I did the Comus. So this is gonna be like an OC show because right today's is an anniversary of my indie project. So hope you enjoy and listen to this podcast. Okay, we're gonna talk about my favorite of all time, which is Chickie and Geomar. Yep, I said me right now they're my current favorites, and they're both fun to draw like several times, and I just make every sketches in every night. Yep. So right now I'm gonna tell them their story, but even though this is not gonna be separated by these two, but this is gonna be together. Yep, how they met and how they ended and what's their ideas, etc. Okay, so Chiki was born in Colombia and raised in Chile. Yep, but because she has no experience on her home country, but she feels happier on Chile than Colombia. Yep. But and this is the only country where she met her cousins and her grandparents from 2 years, from 2 years when she was a little girl. but but they decided to be united and having a good family because her cousin's mother, which is her aunt, she was married and she was about to marry, and that was I think that was pretty weird, but Chicky found out that was okay. So so one day, in Santiago, Chicky has a rehearsal on her musical play, which she was assigned in. But while she's doing while she was in the dressing room, she with the other girls, which she was pretty introverted for no reason, and doesn't like being around it with other people, until she spotted a blue-haired orc who speaks the same dialect as her. But so the guy had talked to Chicky about everything is all right and everything, and she explains everything a little bit until her teacher came to check out everyone is okay, and the guy was leaving, but she didn't know the name. Yep, the reality is German. Yep. So after the whole play, one of the girls gave Chicky a note, and has a note on English, but she barely understands it, and she kept it until her brother found it out while she was brushing her tusks. Well, that was pretty weird, but that's kind of her of sibling stuff on her family. But while she was asleep, she she decided to keep up on herself, but until the day where her family's plans to go out on a family mode and on a Debussy performance. But Salome had other plans before those hours. But she takes her father's dog on a walk. She met a Roma couple on the plaza, and especially of all, she and her cousin are starting to do their own trinkets and honoring their dog's memory, which he passed away. Yep. So after that, she spotted again the guy, which is Jummer, and that he was buying some weird looking coffee, and I don't know, he doesn't know the flavor, and some cigarettes. Yeah, I don't know. He was weird that time. Yeah. So when he saw her again, and he started staring at her, and so as Chicky, she was staring at him a long time, until her cousins smirked at her for for being obsessed with a with a mafia guy, which he isn't in the first place, but he was dressing fancy in that time. Yep. While Chickie's family decided to go to the concert, and Chickie was a little bit uncomfortable and sweaty all the first minutes before the first note appeared. So she decides to go to the bathroom, and for some reason she just spotted again Geomar. Yep. And he tells her that he wants to see her all night. Yep. They discussed a little bit and telling themselves how everything is going back there and everything, that. Okay. So after that, they decided to be together because for some reason Geomar is American and had to go to Chile to had a 2-week break, but until one day, Geomar and Chickie decided to run away because Geomar's his parents realized that he was not on another place in the U.S. He decided to leave his own country to have a break on them. Yep. But until then they report someone to bring him back, but he was too scared. Yep. So Chickie had a hard time because her friend, her friend was officially bullied and didn't know what to do, but when she showed her messages that I'll be back. I don't know how to do, but hopefully I'll be fine. But Chickie doesn't believe her, but until one of the bullies that bullied her friend starts mocking her, and that made her depressed. So she decided to run away. Yep. But when she met again Geomar, to be ready, they installed on an old cabin in the eastern part of the capital, which is in Maipú. Yep. So they spent like 2 days before the complaints were over. Yep. So after that, but during those days, Chickie became sick and had she became ill and had a contagious fever. But she tried to survive herself, but Geomar tried to save her, but it didn't work out. But Geomar started crying and begging God to save her. But until the last day, and while Chickie's trying to recover, her parents figured out that Chickie was lying, and she decides to be with a boy. But while Chickie was hospitalized and Geomar came to visit, Geomar decided to visit her for the last time and told her on ear that she'll be her future wife. And when he went back to America, she confesses the truth on her parents to apologize them and to be with Geomar until their days of adulthood. Yep. So 1 year later, while Geomar was facing a lot of hard moments because he was starting witchcraft and still smoking. Yep. And didn't know what to do. He's starting to become more different, and he's starting harassing a lot of people, especially communists. From the previous video. He decides to plan something to do a spell on Comnus, but thankfully Comnus was defended by angels. Yep. Biblically accuracy. Yep. So, but after that whole incident during the trip of Montana, Geomar was badly injured and was stabbed on the side of his stomach by Comnus. Yep. So after that, Brian, which is the tutor that Chickie was accepted. He decides to call Chickie that do you know this guy, and she decides to and Brian sent her a weird letter that Geomar wrote himself that says I wish Chickie was with me, probably she'll be mine. And when Chickie heard that he was in danger, she decides to leave Colombia. Yeah, because 1 year later, her parents decided to leave Colombia, which Chickie was not agreed. But she decides to leave on herself. But she has to say goodbye to her parents before leaving her. Yep, this is very important. And pray before leaving. But but when she arrived, then and I just saw Geomar bleeding and everything. She comforted her and especially gives Geomar a quick solution, and especially she forgives him calmness. Yep. So 2 years later, when Chickie turned 18, Geomar proposed to her in the Orc Congress, which she joyfully accepts. But after they decided to get married on the same day where Comnes and Nanya were married. Yep. They were married on Chile, not in America. I don't know. I have no idea what Chickie decides, but it's their own problem. So I think that's a little bit of a recap, but this is especially for the Cube anniversary. So hopefully this will help. Before ending this, I just wanted to say thanks to the KJ Marbles and Doodle Designs for participating in the video, but it was pretty fun. Yep. So even today is a special day for my indie project. You know, I started like 2024. It was still great. So hope you'll enjoy and God bless.